In today's video, I built the exact plan to take my business to $500,000 in the next 12 months, and I'm going to show you the whole thing. Because if you don't build a system that carries people towards you, then you have to push them every single day, which gets exhausting pretty fast. And that's the problem most coaches, consultants, and service providers like me have, right? Because business is supposed to feel like a struggle. If it ever feels easy, then you are probably doing something wrong. And I believe that for the last 4 years, while I was raising money from the investors, hiring new people, running ads and building product all at the same time. I was busy every single day, but I was going absolutely nowhere with any of it. But now I believe that there is another way, which is, by the way, what every big creator out there is doing right now. And that's building an ecosystem instead of complex funnels. Because without one, you will end up chasing every trend, every tactic, and you will never be protected once the market shifts again. So recently I asked myself, what's the thing in the nature that gets most done without ever forcing anything? And the answer was water. So I end up calling the whole thing a flow ecosystem, because it's just how it works. It doesn't push anything and it still gets where it's going. So instead of chasing people around, I am building something that carries them. This is the whole plan. It's 4 parts, and it's basically how you attract people, how you nurture them, and how you convert strangers into buyers. And once they are in the flow ecosystem, how you keep them so they never want to go away. So first part is streams. Streams are just how people find me. And I'm trying to build here my whole content flow ecosystem, which I know is just a rented audience. I don't own it, because the platforms like Instagram or YouTube gives me the attention, but also those platforms can take it away by tomorrow, and there's nothing I could do about it. So that's why I'm giving this part only one job, which is the first impression and basically attracting new eyeballs into my business. And I'm doing that with content, ads, and doing cold outreach, which you should do especially if you are just starting or have a small audience like me. But for me, it's not a long-term strategy, because the long-term strategy is to dig the streams that will bring the water, which means new eyeballs and new people into my business for a long term. And they will be basically the asset that brings the water all the time 24/7 once it builds, which is basically every piece of content can do that. But once again, the only purpose of the streams and the content is to showing people that me and my business exists. Nothing more. I am not trying to sell here. I am not trying to convince anybody. I am just trying to get seen. Because in online business, we have basically 5 stages of the customers, which is stranger, follower, lead, customer, and the client. And in this phase, I'm just trying to turn strangers into followers, nothing more. And the way I am doing that, mainly with content, starts with capturing the ideas. Before any pieces of the content is done, it always starts with capturing the ideas. And this is actually a pretty important process, because in the past I was not doing that. I always had full head of the ideas all day, but then when I sit down and I want to create something, my brain was empty and I couldn't figure it out, what should I create today. And I always had this creative block, right? So I started doing one thing. And it's that I'm capturing all my ideas into my Apple Notes. Or if I am out there and I cannot type into my phone, I have started using Whisperflow, which is quite a cool app that you can download. And then when I capture those ideas that I have, I sit usually in the morning and I go through the ideas from the previous day or previous week. And I only pick those ideas that I really like and I move them into the Notion. I also was trying to capture the ideas right into the Notion, but it never worked for me, because like you need to open the app, find the folder, then write the one sentence right, and you will probably never gonna do that as I did. So then after I capture the ideas, I turn them into the content pieces in several content formats. Right now I am using mainly long posts, which is like the easiest thing for me to create, because I just share a couple of photos with like one longer thought that I have and that I will write it down. Then I am using classic carousels with photo and text on the screen. Then I am sharing some lifestyle things that get the engagement, but you should never expect a lot of buyers from this thing. But it's never mind, because you are sharing your life, people are getting to know you, they are getting familiar with parts of your life, and that's really important to build the trust with the future clients, right? And then I am sharing classic reels that I'm also using for the ads. I will tell you about it in a minute. Now, the important thing is that I am not using one idea for one post. I am usually trying to pick a really strong idea that I can turn into 20 to 30 pieces of content with the content waterfall. And it's usually working like this. I sit down and in the Notion, I pick one idea that I can turn into a YouTube video like this, that can have like 10 to 20 minutes. Because this YouTube video have usually multiple stories, multiple thoughts, multiple frameworks that I can turn into multiple pieces of the content on the Instagram. For example, recently I made this YouTube video about 7 mistakes that most of the coaches and experts do in their businesses. And it was mistakes like they are having no vision, expecting results immediately, doing too many things at once. And this video itself can be like 7 pieces of the content, and I already produced like 3 of them, and I have still a lot of them to do, and I basically can just cut the pieces of the YouTube video, so I don't have to even create it from the scratch once again, right? And this is a really cool thing that helped me stay consistent and my content schedule, because from like 4 YouTube videos per month becomes like 20 pieces of Instagram content and 20 emails I can write and send as a newsletter, which like was the game changer for me in a way of creating content, because before it was always really hard to sit and create something for the day. Right now I will make one YouTube video like this and I have a full week of content. So this is pretty cool thing. Now, what about the ads, right? Recently I tried for the first time follower ads. I spent like $168 and I get 72 followers, which was like $2 per follower. And it was really cool because I was getting like 5 qualified followers per day. It was not random people. It was people like my future ideal customers. So I will definitely go back to this once I will stabilize my organic content. Now, in the past, I was also running a lot low-ticket digital product ads where I was targeting on the beginners, which is not my target audience anymore right now. It's more like experts. In the past, I was running ads on things like launch your first digital product, and it costed like $7. And I was doing sales like every other day. And this was really cool thing for qualifying people and the clients, because like once somebody pays you just small amount of money, they will more likely purchase something from you in the future. I will talk about this in the third part of this video. Since I don't have a huge audience and I'm still starting with the content, I'm just doing it for a couple of weeks right now, like in this new way with the content waterfall and everything about this, I am sending right now 100 emails per day on new leads, because I need to get people on the calls right now. So this is my strategy, because my organic content isn't generating that much organic leads yet. And so this is something I don't want to do for a long term. I want to eliminate this, but for now, before the organic content will start getting some proper traction, I am doing this to get the calls and close my clients. So the second part of the Flow ecosystem is current, and this is basically the thing that actually carries people. And the reason I split it from the streams on this board is that the streams are a rented audience, but the current is owned by you, because Instagram can change the algorithm tomorrow, or it can block you and you can lose all your rented audience. And I saw that happen many times recently, because Meta started replacing their employees with AI, and the AI is doing crazy things and it blocking people with huge accounts. Like one of my mentors got blocked with 40,000 followers, and you probably saw that as well. So it's a real thing. You can't never rely on the social platforms anymore, and that's why you need to build your own audience. Which the best thing is the email, but for the nurturing, the YouTube, like the long format, is the best thing you can build. And that's why I'm making this video, right? So right now you are basically being nurtured by this video, by me explaining you things, how I'm doing things, if you are already on my email list. If you are not on my email list, I will go ahead right here, and you can go into the description under this video and you can join my Flow newsletter, where I am sharing the daily insights on how I'm rebuilding my whole business into Flow ecosystem with the goal of 500k per year US dollars. So the link is in the description. You can click it and sign up, and you can also unsubscribe anytime, so you don't have to worry. Now we are in the stage where we are turning followers into the leads in the current. So in the current, we want to get the emails from the people, right? That's why I have the newsletter. And in the newsletter and in the email list, I am sharing valuable resources with the people, like valuable freebies. I'm usually not using them to get emails from the people, because I don't believe when you basically have to trick people to get you their email, because I have the experience that people are usually giving you just the temporary emails or fake email addresses, and you will end up with like email lists that have no quality and nobody reads it, right? And nobody opens it, and it will eventually hurt your email box. So that's why I'm sharing valuable freebies in my Flow newsletter with people who are already inside, and it's actual freebies and pieces of the content that I am using for myself. So it's actually something that I use inside my own business. Besides that, I usually write in my newsletter about my stories, about my customer stories, about my lifestyle and the things I do in life, and about the whole Flow ecosystem and all the frameworks and things like I'm showing you right now. I'm trying to write the newsletter 5 times per week, because like the email is the strongest thing you can have inside your business for nurturing and for selling to people. Right now I have like open rate of 32%, which is quite good, but I have like pretty low engagement rate that I need to work on. But it's mainly because I have a lot of people who are the beginners in the email list, which was my audience before. Now it's more like experts, coaches, people who are already making money and want to scale above $10,000 per month. Now here in the current, I mentioned that the YouTube is also the great thing for the nurturing, right? And it's basically the reason why I am making so many videos right now. For example, this particular video is the last video of my 7-day challenge, where I was making one video per each day. And it was really fun. I did it mainly because I am getting better on speaking on the camera. I take it as a skill that I need to master, because English is not my first language, so it's quite hard to speak my thoughts through my second language like that. That's why I am using script, and I will show you in like a couple of seconds how I am preparing and making those videos. But the important thing here in those YouTube videos is that every video once again have one message and serves one purpose based on the one idea on the content waterfall that I already showed you, right? And the process of making those videos is this big idea that I just shared, and then I always starting to package this video, and I do it with thumbnail and the title, because before I will write the whole script, I need to know exactly what about this video will be, right? And this video, for example, is me showing you how I am planning my 500k a year business, right? I am not telling you what you should do. I'm just showing you what I will do for the next 12 months and then many years later. Then when I package this video with one purpose and one thumbnail and title, I write the script, and then I sit down and shoot this video like this. And a lot of people think that they need a studio and all those stuffs to create YouTube videos like this, but in reality all you need to have is just a good microphone, which can be just this one. Like, I don't know if you can see it. I think that it costs like $70. You need a good light, like one ring light is enough. I am using my lamp from the living room. I don't have some fancy setup, right? And just the environment. So just some like nicer background. And that's all. That's all you need to do. Create YouTube videos like this. And then you need to edit it, which you can delegate on the editor, or at the beginning, if you don't have money at the editor or you just want to try it, I would recommend you to prepare something like this, like the big Figma file, or you can do it also in Canva. if you don't like Figma, and just talk on the camera and then make the raw edit. And you don't have to have any fancy editing style, some effects or anything like this. It's overkill. And now the whole goal of this part of the nurturing people in my current, in the basically middle of the funnel, is to let people live in my world with basically in the email and on my YouTube channel and spark conversation with them, which will eventually lead to a book call where I can sell them my service. I usually spark those conversations with word flow, where people can DM me into my Instagram or reply on my emails, and then I will start talking to them. And this is a really cool way, because then on the call you don't have to sell anything, because the people already know what you are probably doing. They reach you out and you just having a conversation and you are trying to figure it out how you can help them, because they probably want your help once they reach you and you don't have to reach them. So that's the whole thing about current. Now let's take a look on the another part of the whole Flow ecosystem, which are the ports. And I am using ports as my basically micro offer flow, which qualifies people into high ticket paying customers, right? And how it works. In those 5 stages of the customers in online businesses, we are using ports as a micro offers that will get people from the leads to customers. What does it mean? That the thing is that there is a gap between a lead becoming your client, right? So your client have a big gap between your offer and their current state. And to take that high ticket offer right away, they need to basically jump across the huge leap of faith that not many people will take right away. So that's why we are using micro offers along the way as a digital products, workshop, some kind of challenges, courses or templates to bridge that gap between your client and your high ticket offer and bridge this leap of faith that the client needs to make. So they just take small steps like these and you will build the bridge. Now, how does this work? Let's take a look on the price range of those micro offers. The micro offers are usually impulsive or urgency based purchases, right? So if you are a beginner, I would start like $7 offer. So for example, if you are a beginner, I would start with like $7 offer if you have no proof yet, or if you are expert and you have the case studies, audience and proof already, I would use some higher based offer, for example, for $97. Now, for me, right now, it's my SaaS solution, my software that I have built for our customers, where our customers made over $1.5 million with it. And we have the price range between $19 to $99 per month, which is important thing. It's per month. It's not one-time purchase, right? But the software can build all those things and serve all those things for our customers. So you basically have all offers at one place. You have one selling system at one place. You have all the admin and analytics at one place. You can see all the customers, their value and what they purchase from you. You know what converts, what doesn't. You can build lead magnets and digital product pages with AI agent. So you don't have to build anything from scratch. You can also build the full white label solution. You can send emails to your customers and also the email sequences, which is pretty cool thing, and many more. This video is not about this software, but this is my micro offer. This is one of my ports that I am using to bridge the gap between my future clients for the high ticket offers, right? But in the past, I was using this simple digital product when I was targeting the beginners, and I was selling how to launch your first digital product for $7. Because it was targeted on the beginners. And I had their like order bump for $27. And that was exactly the way how I was able to turn $7 product into more than $1,000 with just one customer. For example, this customer bought from me the products for $150, and then they bought also the backend offer, which was the coaching. So there was a bunch of upsells and downsells, and this is exactly why the micro offers, aka the ports in my Flow ecosystem, like that's just the analogy, don't be confused about it. But why they are so important? Because not everyone is ready to pay you $10,000 right away for some program or service that or the coaching that you are offering, right? But you can use the micro offers as an impulsive purchase, urgency part of the fence, or a deeper the commitment for the high ticket purchase, right? And that's the micro offer system that I am using right now. I will also probably build in some time a better product than this, a little bit more expensive for experts to help them set up this Flow ecosystem, which will be another port of mine in my whole Flow ecosystem, right? And this is the way that I'm using to get my business to 500K per year as well. Now let's take a look on the last part. Okay, the last part of the whole Flow ecosystem and also my plan to get my business on $500,000 per year is the Harbor. And the Harbor is basically the high ticket core offer of mine, one main core offer, right? And for me, it's the transformation that I deliver to our customers, which is help them to build a flowing online business and get them over $10,000 per month. And in these 5 stages of customers and online businesses, this is the last part where we are focusing on the clients, right? In my case, as I said, it's expert-led businesses who want to scale to $10,000 plus per month consistently. And now for the high ticket offer, I basically set up the whole plan backwards, right? Which I think is pretty good way to basically plan anything. Basically, you will take this end goal and you will break it down on the small parts. And my goal is 500K per year, right? So how do I get there? 500K per year is around $41,000 per month. So that means if I will charge $10,000 for a client, I need like 50 clients a year, which is like pretty cool thing because I don't need like hundreds or thousands of clients. I just need 50 people over the whole year, which means that I just need to get like 4 to 5 clients per month, which is not impossible, right? And the end goal here is to not charge one-time purchase, but it's to build a monthly recurring revenue from that, because that's the goal. I think that we all want like nice lifestyle businesses where you don't have to worry about how your next month will gonna look like, right? So you don't need to hustling every single month to getting 4 to 5 clients for the rest of your life, right? So that's why I want to turn that into monthly recurring revenue in the future. But now the important thing, how many calls I need to get 4 to 5 clients per month, right? Let's say that I will have the 25% close rate because I think that our offer is pretty good. I really trust in it. So let's say that I will have a close rate around 25% because like I'm pretty confident about our offer. I will show it the offer at the moment, but let's say that I will have the close rate 25%. And then let's say I will have show up rate on those calls like 60%. So in total, I need around 28 booked calls to get like 4 clients per month, right? And now with all the cold outreach and everything, it will be probably a little bit harder and it will be not those numbers, but that's why I am building and digging the streams and building the whole Flow content ecosystem. Because I know for sure once I will start getting warm up people from the YouTube, from the email on those calls, the numbers here will be probably much better because the people will already know what they are getting and it will be not sales call, it will be a sales conversation. So let's take a look on the offer that we have built for our clients. Basically what we are doing, we are taking our future clients, we want to get them on their dream island, which is in our case, usually make them more money from their online business, usually make more than $10,000 per month consistently with a simple Flow ecosystem that I am building right now here in front of you. And the goal of our service is to deliver all the insights that we have, deliver the transformation and also deliver the results that we will basically do by building the whole sales system at one place without like any confusing tech or multiple tools that you are paying like hundreds of dollars per month for. And it's basically to set up the clear strategy and path to finally hit that $10,000 per month consistently. It's to build a simple content system that basically flows to one core offer, and also it's to help them have less things to manage because we will remove what's slowing down the business and we will not adding more things. We will basically remove the things that is not working right now and we will double down on just one core offer that is selling right now in the business, or we will figure it out what will be selling. So now this 12-month program is basically just our vehicle to get people on their dream island, right? And the whole program have two parts. It have 3 months of the service where we are basically sitting with you on your business and we are getting it done for you. We will build the whole selling process. We will build together the strategy and we will help you build the content ecosystem. And then the rest of the year is basically the consulting. It's tweaking things. It's figuring out what's working, what's not, and getting you to your goal of having a dream business that flows like a river and it's run with one simple flow ecosystem. And during this whole program, our goal is just one, is to deliver the results, deliver the transformation, to get the case study, which is like kind of the sixth stage of the whole customer flow from stranger, follower, lead, customer, the client. Then at the end, you should get the case study from your client because you can use it to attract more strangers and make this the actual flow ecosystem, right? And that's why we are collecting testimonials and case studies like this. For example, Irene, who made $87,000 in just 6 months with our flow ecosystem. Catherine did $66,000 and Jacob did $54,000. And then we have a bunch of other reviews and case studies on our wall of fame, where we are collecting all the proofs and reviews from our users and customers on our software, right? So now let's recap this whole flow ecosystem and my plan to 500K per year business in the next 12 months. And basically everything I just showed you works on this system that you attract the stranger, right? With the content that have purpose of attracting new people on Instagram or on YouTube. And the cool thing is that when you are stacking this content, for example, on Instagram, that you will create 3 posts that have the goal of attracting new people, then you will create 2 posts that has to position you as an expert in your field, as a person who knows their things. Then you will create 1 post that have the goal of nurturing people who already follows you. And then you will create 1 post that have the goal of converting people who already follows you and they are in your current. It will stack week by week by week. This is actually one thing that I learned from Junyoon, like the creator with 5 million followers. And when you are stacking those posts on Instagram, especially, it will start guiding your audience and it will start serving them the content that they need to see right now in their stage. So if someone get attracted to your content and they getting warm up, right? Then Instagram start showing them your positioning content from previous week, for example. Then it will start showing them the nurturing content. So this can be, for example, some case studies or reviews from your customers. And then when the algorithm decides, it will start showing them the converting content where you are making some call to actions or those things. And this is exactly why you probably can see some older posts from creators that you follow, like that are 2 or 3 months old. But the thing is that the algorithm knows their things and it can deliver you the clients this way. And this is why you should dig your streams on Instagram and on YouTube with your organic content, because the algorithm is smart and it can serve the content to your followers and to your audience in this way and convert the stranger, basically the new viewer, into a new customer. And this is basically the whole flow content ecosystem that I am building on Instagram, YouTube, newsletter with micro offers and everything else. It's evergreen and it works even when you sleep, because once you get something online, like I will do this YouTube video, it will probably get views over the next year. I'm just stacking the YouTube videos and building the foundations that will probably start working in the next 3 months. But before that happens, I'm also doing the cold outreach. I'm sending the 100 emails per day. And this is my whole strategy. This is how I designed my plan to $500,000 per year with the flow ecosystem that I just showed you. There are just basically 4 parts of it, and it's attracting new people into my business. That's why I am building the streams for it, like on Instagram, on YouTube. Then I am nurturing people who are already in my current, who are flowing the river with me. Then I am building the ports where can people stop and I can convert them into the customers. They can get served, they can get help along the way through the river, and until they will get into the harbor where they can stay in one place, they can anchor, where I can serve them and help them rebuild their own online business business over the next year. And that's it. That's my whole plan over the next 12 months. So if you want to be part of it, if you want to follow along, in the description, once again, is a link to my newsletter where you can subscribe and also unsubscribe anytime, where I am sharing my daily insights, or like dailish insights, like 5 times a week, about how the things are working or not, what is working and what not. And besides the newsletter, you can also DM me Flow on my Instagram if you would like to have a chat about this Flow ecosystem and how can you set it up inside your own business. So that's everything from me in this video, and see you in the next one.